The first Bitcoin spot ETF is literally coming within the coming 75 days. Well, in fact, more than 84% of the total supply of Bitcoin has not moved in over 6 months now. So I will be exactly discussing this. What does it mean for Bitcoin on the imminent short term? What happened yesterday? Because Bitcoin yesterday had a small dump towards the downside, but is already recovering back towards the upside. I will discuss the weekend predictions and many more important charts. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap up that like button and let me jump straight away in towards the content. And yes, since it's once again weekend right now here, we will be looking at another creation of a CME gap. I mean, honestly, yeah, last weekend we also created a CME gap hanging around 30 to 29,000 US dollars. Fortunately, that CME gap did not get filled up, but we did clearly created one. And right now, once again, we are potentially going to create another one over the course of the weekend, depending what Bitcoin is going to do. But this weekend around, the CME close price is 34.1k. So if Bitcoin is going to trade below or significantly above it, that is the point where we could potentially create a CME gap. So literally right now, for the price where Bitcoin is currently trading on, we are trading at the exact CME close price here. So this is perfectly. So I am expecting that over the course of the weekend, Bitcoin is going to be hovering somewhere around this 34,000 US dollar region. And of course, yes, if we're trading significantly below it, we're probably going to see a pump over the course of the end of the weekend, and also vice versa if we're trading above it. And of course, yes, last weekend we did create a CME gap, but you have to understand that 9 out of the 10 times Bitcoin usually tends to fill up the CME gaps either on the Monday or already on the Sunday. So that is why it's more likely that we're probably going to hover around 34,000 US dollars for the remaining of this weekend. Further on, we can see that on the imminent short term for Bitcoin is right now creating a beautiful consolidation phase here. You can clearly see it is still holding on towards 34,000 US dollars. And the longer we're going to consolidate on this region, the more bullish it is going to be eventually, because yes, we're going to see more distribution from people that actually are willing to sell their Bitcoins, and we're going to see accumulation from people who are actually interested in buying it. So yesterday, we saw a small little fake out. Bitcoin went towards the downside, and actually this was the point where the majority of the liquidations laid. So what did we saw? We saw a lot of liquidations took place, and then Bitcoin bounced back towards the upside. So at the end of the day, a very interesting structure to see for Bitcoin. Right now, if we're going to do something similar, we're probably going to go up to 34.5k, since the majority of the liquidations are currently laying above us and not anymore below us. So that is interesting for the Bitcoin price action, because they were literally hunting stop losses. And then also important to understand that this is really the time where you should be zooming out here, because literally in 75 days from now on, we're going to get the Bitcoin spot ETF, and literally from time to approval to time going on the market, it's only going to take 75 days here. So it will probably only take 5 days. At least that was the time that it had for the Ethereum futures ETF. So this could probably go very quickly, and due to that, the market will probably not be able to actually price in the shift of demand, and that could really cause a massive price surge in the price action of Bitcoin. So yes, Bitcoin is currently sitting on 34,000 US dollars, but once the Bitcoin spot ETF gets accepted, I probably think it's going to even surge further on towards the upside from of that point onwards. So I am super excited about Bitcoin. Still, we remain to be holding above 34,000 US dollars. And you have to also understand that actually the point that Bitcoin broke above 31.5k was basically the point where we started this more exponential movement towards the upside, and basically this break back in towards this bull market territorium. So if Bitcoin will ever have a potential retest of 31.5k, I will be the one that actually is going to be opening up a massive long position over there. So I'm going to look closely if we potentially are going to retest it, but that would definitely be a very big gift if we potentially could open up a trade over there. And this statistic actually blows my mind, because 84% of the total Bitcoin supply has not moved longer than 6 months right now, what means that more and more suppliers getting inactive or are becoming long-term believers, and this is making it only more likely and only more easy for Bitcoin to actually go up. And you know what's interesting? While Bitcoin has been actually surging, this number has been going down as well. So of course, we have seen some short-term activity, but in general, it has been coming down. So still people are holding, still people think $34,000, that is way too cheap to sell off my Bitcoin, and that is making myself super excited for the market right now here. One thing that is actually coming down massively right now here is the S&P 500. It is crashing down here, more than 11% down from its high, and currently there is a lot of people saying that the S&P 500 is heading down for a massive crash here. Honestly, there are so many people people right now saying that we're going to crash in the S&P 500. That for me, it's becoming less and less likely that it is actually going to be happening, because that is usually what happens in these markets. But indeed, S&P 500 is crashing, Bitcoin is going up, gold is also going up here. So Bitcoin and gold are definitely the flight of safeties right now here, and especially Bitcoin, since Bitcoin has been performing so well, and government bonds are even more down than Bitcoin right now here. And yeah, the real boomers, they always said that you should be investing in government bonds because it's safe. But if we're looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin looks to be a little bit more safe than these government bonds. So a lot of things are changing right now in the financial world, and Bitcoin is really making a name for itself right now in this market. So beautiful to see Bitcoin holding $34,000, broke off the downward sloping resistance line. And guys, if you want to be trading this, you could do so now on BYBIT, because BYBIT is definitely one of the best exchanges to be trading Bitcoin at. If you're right now sign up an account using the link below, make sure to do it right now here, because this deposit bonus is ending in 4 days from now on, guys. You can actually claim a free $1,000 airdrop position for only depositing $100. And all you need to do is just sign up an account using the link below, complete KYC, deposit $100 within 7 days, and you can claim this insane deposit bonus. So make sure to check it out in the link description. The Bitcoin broke this massive downward sloping resistance line, and of course we are currently looking at these most important levels of resistance. I think the next big level of resistance is 36.5k. Right now as well on the weekly, the MACD is actually crossing bullish right now here, what is also a gigantic development for the price action of Bitcoin. But personally, if you're looking at the market closely, 31.5 to 31.7k is the big support below us. So we will be looking very closely towards these levels, and once Bitcoin breaks above it, that is the point where we could see, of course, the massive continuation really start to take place here. So that is of course very important to understand right now here. But also for the price action of Bitcoin, we can currently see here is that Bitcoin is literally breaking above the most important resistance, because this was marking the bear market territorium, and this is marking the bull market territorium above it. So we're currently literally entering the bull market territorium again after 600 days of bearish consolidation. And I mean, I see so many people talking about altcoins, and I have literally said this since the Bitcoin dominance was at a 40% or 55%. I've been saying I've been bullish on it, but more importantly, I've been saying not to be buying altcoins right now here, because honestly, yeah, there are a few altcoins that are exploding left and right, but in the bigger perspective, this is not really the time to be buying altcoins. So I mean, at the point where the Bitcoin dominance drops here, that is the point where you want to be going into altcoins, because that is alt season. That is where you can make a ton of money. And I mean, literally, the 2 times that Bitcoin broke its all-time high, that was the point where you should have stepped in towards altcoins. And that is why I'm going to be waiting very closely again here, because I think there's going to be a better opportunity anytime soon to step into altcoins again here. And there will be a ton of money to be made with altcoins again. Yes, it will be a ton of money to be made with altcoins again. And if you step in towards altcoins in the right time, you could maximize your profits. And that is what I am planning to do. I'm going to buy a few altcoin projects left and right, but the majority of my money I'm going to allocate is once Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, because that is the point where I think the Bitcoin dominance is massively going to come down here. Currently, it's on 54% here, still rising. My target is actually to look for 57 to 58% here. Gonna look very closely towards that level, looking forward towards it. But currently, I'm super excited about Bitcoin. I think altcoins are going to get a little bit more hurt. Maybe they're going to have some rallies. Maybe the Bitcoin dominance takes some dips here. But in a bigger perspective, I think the Bitcoin dominance is going to remain to be in an uptrend, and is going to remain to be in it until Bitcoin breaks its all-time high here. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to slap up that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.